In this Photoshop tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add texture in Photoshop using the most popular and realistic method, placing a texture image and blending it into your artwork. This is a super useful technique if you want to make a flat design feel more natural, more detailed, and much more professional. You can use it for paper grain, scratched metal, dust, concrete, canvas, grunge, or almost any other creative project. If this video helps you out, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more Photoshop tutorials like this one. Alright, let's jump into it. First, open your project in Photoshop. Make sure the document you want to work on is already open because the texture is going to be placed directly on top of your existing design. Once you're inside your project, go up to the top menu and click File, then choose Place Embedded. This is the easiest way to bring in a texture image as a new layer while keeping it editable. Now find your texture file. You can use a high quality image of grainy paper, rough concrete, scratched metal, fabric, dust, or any texture that fits the look you want. Select the file and click Place. Photoshop will bring it into your document and show transform handles around the image. At this point, resize the texture so it covers the entire canvas, or at least the object or area you want to texture. You can drag the corner handles outward to scale it properly. If needed, reposition it so the texture sits exactly where you want it. When it looks right, press enter to confirm the placement. Now, if your texture is blocking out the artwork underneath, don't worry, that's completely normal. The next step is where the magic happens. With the texture layer selected, go to the blend mode dropdown at the top of the layers panel. By default, it will usually say normal. This means the texture is just sitting on the top and covering everything beneath it. To make it blend naturally, start experimenting with blend modes. One of the most common options is multiply. Multiply is perfect when you have a dark texture on a light background, like ink stains, dark grunge, or aged paper marks. It removes the bright parts of the texture and lets the darker parts interact with the artwork underneath. If your texture is lighter, like dust, scratches, light leaks, or a bright overlay, try screen or lighten. These modes work well on darker backgrounds because they hide the black areas and let the lighter details show through. For a more balanced, realistic effect, especially with medium contrast textures like paper grain, canvas, or concrete, try overlay or soft light. These modes are really popular because they preserve the colors underneath while still adding depth and detail. They can make your design feel much richer without overpowering it. Take a few moments to test different blend modes and see what fits your project best. There's no single perfect choice every time because it depends on both the texture and the colors in your artwork. The key is to look for a mode that adds character without making the design messy or distracting. Once you've chosen a blend mode, the next step is to fine-tune the intensity. If the texture feels too strong, too obvious, or too harsh, lower the opacity slider on the texture layer. A range of about 10 to 40% often works really well for subtle texture effects. This is one of the easiest ways to make the texture look more natural and less forced. If you want even more control, you can adjust the contrast of the texture itself. With the texture layer selected, press Ctrl+L on Windows or Command+L on Mac to open levels. From there, move the sliders to make the dark areas darker and the light areas lighter, or soften the contrast if the effect is too strong. This is especially useful if you want more visible scratches, more pronounced grain, or a softer, faded texture. By adjusting levels, you can shape the texture before it blends into the design, which gives you a lot more creative control, and that's really the core workflow. Place your texture, set the right blend mode, and then control the opacity and contrast until it looks just right. Once you get comfortable with this method, you can use it over and over again for posters, thumbnails, social media graphics, digital art, photo editing, and branding work. The more you experiment, the better your results will get. Try different textures, different blend modes, and different opacity settings until you find a look that matches your style. Photoshop gives you a lot of flexibility here, so don't be afraid to test a few variations. If this tutorial helped you learn how to add texture in Photoshop, please give this video a like, subscribe for more step-by-step Photoshop tips, and check out the rest of the channel for more editing tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.